Sorry about that, guys. That got cut off. But they're going to be dropping Shibarium very, very soon. And that is going to be another way they can implement huge, huge burns. Not to mention Shiba Swap 2.0, the burn portal and that. Um, and then, yeah, just there's currently a lot of YouTubers that are saying, like, okay, for every like or for every 100,000 views or whatever, I'm gonna burn so much of Shiba Inu, and that helps too. Now, again, I don't know if these guys like leave a link to the wallet so you can actually see that they're doing it, and they're not just doing that for extra clicks and likes and stuff. Because there will be a lot of people doing that, just taking advantage of it, never putting anything into the burn wallet, just keeping it for themselves. Which is sad, but a lot of them are going to do that. So if you're into a YouTuber who says they're burning it, I would either ask them for the wallet, just for the wallet address, just so they can, make sure that it's actually happening, or have them, maybe just do like screenshots and stuff like that to prove it. But I know, that can also be altered. So I think the best way is just to ask people for the wallet address, or just say, hey, we want to make sure what you're doing, that you say you're doing what you're doing. Nothing against you, just there's a lot of scammers out there and a lot of people taking advantage of other people and other opportunities just to grow their own wealth. So definitely keep that in mind when it comes to what YouTubers you watch are saying they're doing it. And some really are. It's just some are not. And then if you find one that's not, you should know, like, don't necessarily trust them when they're talking about new tokens or new projects. Because, I mean, if someone's going to lie to you once about something like that, you don't want to believe everything they're saying, because, yeah, there's a good chance that that person's main motivation is money or their channel. And so they would be more willing to take some sponsors from some very sketchy projects. And I don't ever want to see that happen to any of you guys. But so they have Shibarium coming up. They're going to have the Shiba Net. They're going to have their play to earn game. And then the other game they're coming out with, basically just to get people introduced to Shiba Inu and get them introduced to crypto, which I think that's awesome. They got their Wellies partnership, plus John Richmond. I was looking at it the other day. They were saying 9% of purchases would go to Shiba Inu. That is a lot. Especially, like, I don't know how much some of their stuff goes for, like how expensive, but I know in fashion, it's not inconceivable to see something that costs 100 grand. Now, if it's 100 grand and they're doing 10% of that, or 9%, that would be like $10,000. That'd be like $10,000 being burnt for every purchase. I mean, that is huge. Plus, so many other companies are going to do something similar. Like, hey, shop with us on this date or this weekend, and 10% of all profits will be burned, or just something of that effect. And it's not to say this would at all affect a company's bottom line, because throughout the year they're always increasing and decreasing prices and sales just to kind of match with the overall market. But a lot of companies will do that also, just to help their profits climb a little bit, or they'll do that while they're implementing something else. For example, like how Now Payments is letting them decide whether 1% or 100% of profits in Shiba Inu will be burnt for people spending it. And then that's the other thing. more and more people are going to be burning Shiba Inu just by spending it as a currency. Because I mean, we got places like Lowe's, Home Depot, we got coffee shops, we got AMC, we got GameStop, Nordstrom's, Ulta Beauty, and so many more places that are going to be doing this. Not to mention, Crypto.com, Coinbase, Gemini, and so many other exchanges have burnt a lot of Shiba Inu in the past. And I feel like they're just going to keep doing it and doing it. So that is something else that is really exciting. And I still believe that when we see the drop of Shibarium, there could be or maybe even at the actual opening of the metaverse, when it's fully functional with their game, I could see them having a huge burn just in like celebration of that. I'm talking like 500 billion coin burn, or maybe even a trillion, and that would be so huge because there's so many people that say, "Oh, we got 400." I haven't looked at the most recent number, but like 450 trillion or whatever, and it's like those people are like, "Oh, so you're burning a billion and a billion and a billion? Oh yeah, well, X that by 1,000 or 10,000, and then Shiba Inu might actually be able to do something big, get to a penny." But all these burns are definitely adding up. I think it was 6 billion coins got burnt in March alone. And if we can get more projects that are either wanting to burn, like implemented into their tokenomics, like SHIB burn or ETH Shiba, or even like SHIBTORO, which was talking about doing 10,000 a month, which that would be huge. Also, you have projects like Volt Inu, where you can race, you win the race, and you get to do a buyback and a burn. And then also like SHIBTORO's poker club thing. Take that 5,000 in USDT and maybe use that for a burn, or take that 5,000, put it in something is going to have a quick gain, and then take whatever you have out of that and use it in a Shiba burn. Because this community is like 1.2 million, not to mention on Twitter, they have like, I think it's like 3.2 or 3.8 million followers. So those are all people who will potentially jump into Shiba Inu. And after what it did last year, a lot of people are going to have FOMO, and they won't want to risk, not jumping into it when everything really starts picking up and more announcements get dropped. So very, very excited to see exactly what Shiba Inu is going to be doing this year. But I think it's all very, very impressive things. Plus, Robinhood could even list them, and I'm not counting on that. Shiba Inu does not need Robinhood. Robinhood needs Shiba Inu, and that is a 100% fact, especially if you're looking at their market caps. Like, Shiba Inu was, I haven't looked at Robinhood's market cap in the last day or two, but Shiba Inu was so much ahead of them. And I mean, they're an exchange. Like, Robinhood does stocks and crypto. Like, I know they've got some extra volume since they've extended their hours and talked about doing a 24-hour thing, but they, more than anything, I think they need to reaffirm some faith into their holders, especially with the AMC and GameStop doing what they're doing now again. If that happens again, Robinhood's going to do the exact same thing. I don't believe they learned their lesson, and if that happens again, that could spell either the end of Robinhood or the end of the Robinhood CEO. I don't know what his name is, but yeah, because that will kill all investor sentiment for the project. Um, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen with them, but I know if AMC and GameStop do what they're doing, like what they did last year, I would not want to. I would not hold those stocks on Robinhood. There is no way I would ever consider that. And then the fact that they listed Doge, but they won't list Shiba because they claim that Shiba Inu is just a meme coin and doesn't have a lot of utility. When I mean, it has more than any project I can think of today. I mean, Shiba Swap, Shibarium, their own blockchain. They have the metaverse. They have Shiba Realty. They're doing a play to earn game. Then a game that's not play to earn just to get people into crypto. They're doing Shiba Net, which that's how they're going to get so many more in real life businesses on their side. They're doing Shicoin, which, if I'm right, Shicoin is how people will transact through ShibaNet. Also, they have Wellies, a fast food not fast food, I mean, I don't really know what to call them. I'd prefer to call them a fast restaurant because they are all about, having better quality food and more sustainable food, which I really like that. Then they have the John Richmond thing, which that could be huge because, I mean, depending on some of the stuff, I've never actually been to the site to see how much they charge for everything. But if they're one of the brands that charges like some stuff like $1 million, a 10% burn, that would be insane. Like, just insane. There are also car dealerships that are doing that are accepting now payments. If they ever did a day where they were doing like a 10% burn, I mean, imagine like, let's say 10 cars for about 60 grand. That's about $600,000. 10% of that would be $60,000. A $60,000 burn. That would be good. But we all know a lot of car dealerships, they do way, way over that. And if they have like luxury cars or anything, I mean, they could be raking in millions in a day. But again, it's not about one day. It's about weeks and months adding up more and more and more and continuing to burn till we can get this project to the heights that we know it will get. So I really can't wait to see what they're doing. All the nonsense about they don't have enough utility, blah blah, it's just a bunch of bull. I mean, to be completely honest, like Doge doesn't have, and I'm not hating on Doge. If you guys hold Doge, that's cool. I mean, holding Doge and trading Doge and Shiba Inu at the same time, it's not bad because I mean they follow each other a lot in a way. But to say that Doge has more utility than Shiba Inu is a 100% lie. To say that there is another crypto that has the utility of Shiba Inu, I haven't seen one yet. I mean, I know there's some new ones that are trying to do so many things. So I could see it happening. Like I could see Shiba Inu kind of setting the standard for the utility that a community project needs to bring, and I can definitely understand that. And it's sad that it gets the whole meme thing because honestly, Bitcoin, Ethereum especially Ripple XRP and Cardano. All of those are community projects. Like, with how many hiccups they've had, they would not be around. One, especially Bitcoin. Like, the people that believed in Bitcoin at the beginning, they were a community. Like, everybody was hating on them. Everybody was calling them crazy, saying they had no idea what they were talking about, but they held on to it because they had beliefs of what it could do one day when they could get more utility. That is a meme coin, and especially Ripple XRP. The way some of the people are holding it and just have so much faith, and I mean, a lot of them are really diamond handing it. Like, they're not going to give up. And if the lawsuit went bad and they went to zero, they still would not sell. Like, there are some people, like, and that's ADA too. There's a Cardano. There's a lot of people, and that essentially make it a community project. The only difference is community projects like Shiba Inu have so much more utility, and they're doing so many big things. So sorry about that little rant, but yeah, I get frustrated so much when I hear people, and not even Shiba Inu, but just people talking bad about crypto and trying to convince people never to get into it, because it's all bull. And more than that, this is an opportunity for the little guy, little girl, whatever, whether you're on Social Security, whether you're just on poverty, whether you have health complications, to make it impossible for you to hold a job. Crypto, that is the answer. Like, it is something that should not, and in my opinion, cannot be ignored. It's growing so much, and there's so much more it can do. We have $100 trillion coming in from institutional investors. So this project has cryptocurrency has endless potential. Yeah, there are a lot of scams in it, but you just have to be careful. Do your own due diligence, and then honestly, if you could find a channel, someone like me who's going to just, their life is crypto. They look at as many projects as they can. They find the good ones, even if one looks pretty good, but it's new. I won't bring it to you guys till I vet it and know that it's really good. Or I'll at least tell you guys about it if I think, well, if this is good, it's going to be a huge opportunity, like 100x. If it's bad, you can lose out on it, definitely. But for most of the projects I bring to you guys, and I'll always tell you if it's one I'm not 100% sure on, like WAGMI, for example. But I just really think cryptocurrency is an opportunity that should not be missed, and I really think they should be teaching a lot of that in schools, because I mean that's how we really change the world. A lot of people talk about making it to where everybody has similar income, but we're hearing that from millionaires who, some of them spend $4,000 a month on rent for an apartment. Like, you cannot be talking about that. Are you donating money? Are you helping people out? I mean, look at everything crypto's done. I mean, billions of dollars to the Indian COVID Relief Fund, $40,000 in dog shelters from Zelda Inu. SHIBTORO has also been involved in some charity. Vault Inu, so many projects. Apollo Inu, I mean, $4 million already that they're going to be helping people out with. Like, these are not minuscule numbers just to be ignored. This cryptocurrency has potential to bring so many people from the bottom to the top of the mountain, and that's what I want everyone to be able to do, Because the only other way you typically get there is by stepping on the necks and the backs of the people who have really supported you and really tried to help you gain in life. Because that's what so many multimillionaires and billionaires do. They don't care about the little person at all. Like, all that matters to them is green, and that makes me sick to my stomach. And crypto is changing it, and these people don't like it. They're getting nervous. They're putting out 100% lies like cryptocurrency has no value, there's no point to it, and no one should invest into it. Well, yeah, if you're worth $12 million, yeah, you're going to say that to us because you don't want us to have any wealth. You don't want these coins to donate to causes that are saving people and animals' lives, not to mention like the Plant DAO, who is going to help save the world through planting, or the guy from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful's Kevin O'Leary, that's the name. The Heal the World coin. I mean, these are projects that are mainstream. These aren't projects that, if you're in the media, if you're in political office, whatever, you know about these projects. You know what they're doing. And if you're telling people it's a scam, not to get into it, there's no purpose for it, it has no value, no utility, you are completely telling a lie, 100%. And if you're going to use your authority, your title, to tell people blatant lies like that to get them nervous about something that can change their lives, because as all things, you need to be cautious and careful. I mean, like I said, it's the same with your social security number or your bank account number, your credit card. Any of that info is way easier to get a hold of than, for example, like a trust wallet verification, or 2FA, or like what the Kitana wallet's going to do, the three level authentication to make sure it's you. So I mean, there's just, all it is again is the rich trying to keep the poor exactly where they're at. They don't want to see anybody else come rich, and they surely do not want to see an average person making good investments and growing their money faster than the person who's talking trash about it. Because they hate that. That makes them nervous. They want to be in control, and they will say or do anything to try to keep it. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who are not going to let that happen. And I love to see it, because this asset class is going to bring all of us to the beaches of Mars and beyond. And if you're just now getting into cryptocurrency, there has never been a better time. Because as long as you're here, you are not late. Like, there's just so much you can learn and so much you can do in this class, and you can really create generational wealth for your family, your loved ones, and leave this world such a better place than all the people in power who could be doing that, but they choose not to. They choose to not donate to charity, you know. Like, how many of these people talking bad about crypto donated a penny to COVID relief funds? How many of them have donated to the whole crisis in Ukraine? How many donate to what happened in Afghanistan or Iraq? None of these people are. And that's because, again, they just want to keep their money to themselves. They want to stay at the top, and they want us to stay at the bottom. And that's why I always say I want to shatter the wealth gap. That's what I mean when I say that. I want all of us to be at the top. And personally, most of those people at the top, they need to go to the bottom, because they don't deserve to be there, and the things they do and say are just trying to keep all of us at the bottom, and it's sad because these people, they don't care at all about us, not in the slightest way. Yet they act like they're our champions, like they want to protect us from all the bad things in the world, protect us from crypto. No, that's not it. They're trying to keep us from making wealth, creating wealth for ourselves like they have. And that has to change, and cryptocurrency is going to do it. So I just hope all of you have a great night. I hope all of you are killing it out there in crypto and making that generational wealth moves for your family, friends, loved ones, and to help out the whole world. So I love to see that, and I love all the support, the subscriptions, likes, comments. And if you haven't, if you could consider subscribing and leaving a like, that would really, really help out the channel. Um, just to grow, to trigger the algorithm, because I want as many people to see this message as possible, because it is time that we actually make the world change. Everybody's always talking about it, but it never gets done, because the only way to do it is to have a lot of money to throw at certain issues, and the people that have said money, they don't want to do that. They just want to hold on to it, slowly grow their wealth, and watch us slowly suffer because we don't have the finances we need to protect ourselves, to get to the hospital if we need to, or do anything we need to enjoy life, and even just make this world a better place. So I really just want to tell you guys that all this fear, uncertainty, and doubt, it's just to try to keep us at the bottom. And I don't ever want to see that happen to any of us. I want all of us to make it to the top of that mountain. And if you fall along the way and you ask for my help, I'm going to go down that mountain. I'm going to pick you up, and we're going to go to the top of that mountain together. Because we aren't just, I don't want this just to be a community. I want this to be a family, familia. I want to help you guys any possible way I can, and I want us to really make a difference. Cryptocurrency, it's not a digital asset. It's a movement. And we are going to change this world more so than anyone ever thought possible. And I love to be on that journey with all of you guys too. So I hope you have a great night. You're just killing it in crypto and loving life. And I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. And I just want you to know, you guys have been an amazing, amazing support for me, helping me get through some hard times, in which I don't know how else I would have got through, to be honest. Because like I said, this is my job, this is my life. I have no other, well, honestly right now, no source of income, because I'm not monetized. I'm not taking sponsorships. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just putting this out there because someone needs to hear it. Someone needs to say it. And it's a tragedy that everybody's not talking about this, because this can truly, truly revolutionize all of our lives in such a huge, huge way that I can't compare it to anything else. But we're going to be on that journey together, and I love it, and I love all of you guys, and I will be talking to you tomorrow. I hope you have a good night.